Well, David from Ultimate Survival Tips has designed the multi-scenario knife one, the MSK-1, and we're gonna be testing out the full size and its little brother, the MSK-1 Mini. Welcome folks to the channel. Welcome to another episode here at Gideon's Tactical. I am your host, Aaron, and in this 2-for-1 special that we're doing today, we're looking at this concept of a do-everything survival knife. Now, David, I've had the chance to meet at SHOT Show a year ago, had a great time with him and Tim from Everyday Tactical Vids. Really got to know him, know his heart, and he even talked to me a little bit about this knife because it was still in the production and tuning phase. It's about a 3-year project from what I understand before David finally got to the point where he could release these and produce these for the market. And as these are hitting, he was willing to send one over to me to be able to test out and review so I can give you guys my thoughts on everything that it has to offer, pros, cons, and whether or not this setup, this design, regardless if you go with the full size, the mini, or both, what it will do, what it can't do, and whether or not it's going to be the right kind of do everything survival knife for you. So let's go ahead, break these tools down, see what they can do, and let's get to it. All right, let's hit the business end of this knife. From handle to tip, 5.5 inches, actual cutting edge, 4.5 inches. Now, this is gonna have an amazing relief edge, great saber grind. I talked to David to confirm there was some misinformation out there. I watched a video where someone was saying it was a hollow grind. This is not a hollow grind, not only by my measurements when I looked at it, but also talking to David, this is absolutely a good, strong, solid saber grind. And this is on D2 steel, USA made D2 steel. And it's gonna have a swedge here that is not sharp, but is definitely a swedge. You see some knives out there that are a little bit wider, thicker swedges. That one's more of a precise piercing swedge. You're looking at about 0.2 on the overall thickness of the blade. So the relief edge, first off, was something that I really noticed. This thing is an insane, wicked slicer. So for feather stick making, carving, whittling, those type of things, the edge geometry is fantastic. And the D2 steel, some people sometimes get like, about D2 steel. I don't have a problem with it as long as it's heat treated well, and this has been heat treated well. So I beat on this, and I actually gave it to a buddy who didn't really know what he was doing on purpose. I purposely gave it to him. He was batoning in the backyard, hit the concrete with the without putting a base down, and chipped it pretty good. Got some gnarly stuff like if you hit concrete while you were batoning. I mean, that's what happened. But I did that on purpose, not only to teach him something and show him, hey man, this is how you do it, but also so I could get a really kind of gnarly bad edge if you dropped it by accident on a rock or something. How would this resharpen? I took it to my field sharpener that just has some the Work Sharp field sharpener, diamond stones, little ceramic rod, tuned it back up to factory performance, which is great factory edge, in like 5 minutes. So very easy to work with. I would absolutely say, obviously 1095 will be a little faster to work with, but this D2 is solid, it's strong. We did lots of lateral stuff on it, made sure that it could really handle its own in all of the performance side. So that's all the performance side. And you do have this tip that goes almost dead center through the blade, so you can really get, like a good bow drill hole going, or whatever you need to do in that regard. So now you got to decide, is the blade shape and size to weight and all those different things making sense to you? Because you do only have 4.5 inches of blade length. So you're not going to span a lot. You're going to basically be able to span stuff that's about 3 inches for batoning. It will absolutely baton it, no problem. The weight balance is good for chopping. It's not like an SE Hungalis or like a BK9 in its chopping capability, but it can absolutely chop like a lot of other compact heavy-duty survival knives. Your SE5s, your BK2s, I would argue can compete with an SE6 or a BK7. Those type of tools, it will absolutely be able to do like delimbing and a couple big chops if you had to. Every single aspect for a compact in that, again, that same world of SE5s and BK2s and those type of world, this is competitive or outperforms them in its average task that you would put a survival knife like this up against. All right, we're gonna look at the actual handle ergonomics and all of that here on the Design Micarta handle scales. Got some ribbing out, really nice contouring along the sides there. It's gonna be from front to back about 5.25 inches overall length, which is great for my large size hands, as you guys know here at the channel. So plenty of real estate. Got a little bit of a hook, but not like sharp or aggressive, so I can back up here, get a really good wrist flick for chopping. So that's really good in that regard. No shock or issues in that way, no hot spots, no pain when I was hacking and chopping, because if this is going to be kind of like your go-to one tool option, it's got to be able to chop and feel good doing it. So it feels very good in the hand. They are not, I wouldn't say squared off. I mean, they are on the blockier side of handle ergonomics, but the sides have been brought up higher than, say, like on an SE6 or something like that. So it fills out your hand and just feels a little bit better. And then with the ribbing, it just feels like it gives you a little more traction than just your natural, normal micarta handle scales would. Good fullness, again, in the hand, nothing that's like too narrow or anything like that. Very mild jimping along the spine that's rounded, so it's very smooth, just giving you a little bit of that extra texture, both front and back. So if you were using it in a reverse grip, your thumb rests nicely right there on the tool. Slight thumb ramp that really nestles your thumb in really well. I like that aspect. A lot of thumb ramps are pretty abrupt. Think like a Spyderco Delica or Endura. It's like, and your thumb is just way up here and just not comfortable. This is very natural. And then you do have that finger choil, massive, huge finger choil, so that you can cup up, really grip the tool, and get those finer, more detailed work, moves in. Nice flat portion up here. That makes it very comfortable for most, actions. I did find if I did want to rest my thumb up here, because of how wide the blade is, this very leaf-shaped wide blade, it did kind of fatigue my thumb a little bit because of that gap right there and just how wide the blade is. My thumb is so far away from my index finger. So as long as you're either back here or you just do it and rest your thumb right along the side there, very natural, feels very good and comfortable in the hand. And then again, just general, cutting tasks, like hacking, whatever you would do, feels very natural in the hand. So very large finger choil, lots of points for control, basically back grip, natural grip, and then foregrip on the choil on your handle scales gives you those 3 levels of capability on this knife. Now there are a few extras with the handle that you're not going to get on your basic, mid-weight survival knife. It does have a metal bow drill hole right here, which if you're into doing a lot of bow drills, you might burn out your micarta bow drill, and there might be a little less friction than on micarta. It is reversible, so you would just swap it onto this side, so righties, lefties. That's really cool, the reversible thing. Usually they'll do it maybe just on one side or both. So this is nice, so you can swap it either way, and that it's metal, so it'll never wear out on you. On the back side here, we have a striker for your fail rod that works really well, that you can get with this setup. So to launch sparks, and you don't have to worry about the spine. So the spines are not 90 degrees, but you do have that really good area, and it's far away from the blade as well. It's you can put it in the sheath and then strike it. So there's just an extra level of safety that is involved with that. That is a good extra little bonus. Then you can get it with a survival kit. And again, guys, I'm just giving you the basic kind of, run and gun overview. If you want to go into deep detail, just hop on over the website. There is the promo video that you can see all the ins and outs in detail, as well as read up specs. But basically, even just using a washer, and you can just attach it to your lanyard here, you can unscrew these guys from wazulsurvivalgear.com, so you can replace this kit. Everything USA made. That's what's cool about this knife, is there are no foreign produced parts. This is all USA made, but there's basically a little survival kit inside the handle. It's been bored out. You can see there again, just really high quality stuff. There's the bow drill screw right there. But I mean, you're getting like a mini water bag, 32 ounce or 1 liter capacity. It's heat resistant, it's food grade water bag. You're getting a mini fire steel. You're getting fish hooks and bobbers. You're getting a 20-foot long, 50-pound tested braided bank line for that. You're getting 3 small Ranger bands, and you're getting some pads as well, little like either tinder or whatever you want to do with it, type of pads, all in waterproof contained little pouches. Awesome, super sick. So if you're into that, now for me personally, I'm not really into that. That's not something that I go out of my way to make or produce. But if I needed to survive and have everything I needed in my knife handle, this has the ability to not only carry it, but also give you the products you need, all USA made. All right, so we got lots of sheath options to go through here with you. Now this is the standard setup with it, which is a Kydex that's going to have lots of lashing points, nice drainage hole, good thumb ramp to remove, nice and solid, no rattle, nothing like that. It's going to come with this paddle on one side with the Sportsman's, sleeve attachment, kind of like a Blade Tech lock. You could obviously screw in a Blade Tech lock here if you want. Reminds me a lot of like the old SOG Kydex setups that they used to do back in the day, which is kind of cool. Not ambidextrous. This piece, I just unscrewed it, tried to swap it, could not do it. So that is a downer. I would have liked to see that. Maybe they have a left-right option on the website, or, you know, maybe down the line they'll do that. Right now, though, it's mounted for righty only. Now, you can completely unscrew this and then attach your own attachments on this side if you wish to do that. It does have the option for an attachment for your fire steel. So I do believe that that is offered as well. And then as an extra amount, you can pick up this. This is ambidextrous. This is a really well done USA made polymer back. Kind of reminds me of like an SE in that you would unscrew your back panel here and then insert either, you know, right or left. It actually screws through a hole in the bottom here to mount it and make sure that the Kydex is secure inside the outer pouch. And then you even have an ambidextrous toggle here that will slide either way depending on right or left. Attachment here, MOLLE compatibility. I mean, it's sick. I mean, if you're going to go all the way in with this tool and spend the money, I would go with this. It makes sense, and it will just give you a lot more lashing options and capability for the overall general purpose of the tool. So we're going to talk price here in just a moment, but I want to thank you guys always for supporting the channel. You guys literally pour gas into the tank of Getting His Tactical to help us go and buy gear and test out and review and get out here and do what we do. So thank you for using the knockaround sunglass hyperlinks, sunglasses for the whole family. You can custom create your own. Fantastic stuff, all under 50 bucks. You can check those out. And when you purchase any gear through Amazon or Blade HQ, links that are in the description below, really helps us out continue to do what we do. So thank you guys for your continued viewership, likes, thumbs ups, and support here at the channel. Now, as I said earlier, David sent this over to me, this whole kit, to test out, review, see what I liked about it, what I didn't, to give you guys honest feedback so you can decide if this is a system that really connects with you or not. And so the thing I want to touch on first is the neck knife, the MSK-1 Mini. That thing's going to be about $120. Again, links below over to the sites that you can purchase the MSK series and all their gear will be in the description below. And that's going to be with that 154 CM steel. That's going to be USA made, Kydex sheath. I didn't test it out personally. I'm not just a huge, I just don't use neck knives. You know, you guys have, we talked about that a lot here at the channel. So I gave it to my buddy Brian to test out while we were up there testing these together. He really liked it a lot. You know, just over a 2.5 inch blade, saber grind, really nice relief edge, fire striker on the back. You can put a fire steel in the handle and then wrap it with paracord. Lots of options. So for $120, that's actually a really good deal for a USA made 154 CM neck knife. So now to the MSK-1, and there are many different levels and layers. So you just need to go over to the website, link below, and look at what level you're interested in if this design is connecting with you. And so the basic model, which to my understanding is the knife, the MSK-1 full size, and the Kydex sheath, that's going to be $300. Now for mid-tech, you know, USA made knife, made and designed by David for David, and then, you know, mass produced for more. And when I say mass produced, I mean, you know, still small numbers, but, you know, you can get them, and they're not just a one-off. It's not just a custom. That's decent. It's not the best price I've ever seen for a mid-tech. It's not the most expensive price I've ever seen for a mid-tech. Then it just goes up from there depending on the pricing and designing that you're interested in. You know, if you want nylon sleeve that the Kydex goes into, that's extra. You know, so you can pick and choose how big and massive you want to build it, or how, you know, small and economical for the design that you want to go. So that's totally up to you. But that's $300. You have to decide, is this design and what you're seeing in this video and probably other videos that you guys watch and test out here at the channel and what you see elsewhere, is this design something that connects with me? I see value in it. Well, then yeah, do it. $300 is a screaming deal. If you're like, yeah, this isn't really what I'm looking for, then obviously look elsewhere. So that's what we always want to do here at the channel when we're testing out gear, for you guys to give you that true, honest feedback so you can weigh the pros and cons and decide whether or not that particular gear item, in this case the MSK-1 or MSK-1 Mini, are the right tools for your systems. Well, folks, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that it has shown you what the MSK-1 can do, what it can't do, and whether or not it's something that connects with you and it's something that you want to invest in to throw in either a survival system, a camping system, bug out, go bag. and whether or not this is going to be the right tool for you. There's some great aspects to it that I'm in love with. There's some stuff that I would never put on a survival knife ever, but that's because this isn't my design, this is David's design. So you just have to decide if what David likes is what you like or not. Thank you guys so much for coming over here today. I do hope that this video has shown you what it can and cannot do. And that's what we always like to do here at the channel. If you're not a current subscriber, please subscribe. We're throwing up videos like this every single week, having fun, just having a blast. You current subscribers rock. Thank you so much for all of your support. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media. We're throwing up different content and different ways to communicate in that. Check out the mailbag, so put hashtag mailbag in your questions below and you might get a question answered in an upcoming video. Just so much stuff going on here at the channel, guys. Stay tuned. We got all kinds of new stuff all the time dropping, and it's just a blast. It's a lot of fun. And finally, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.